This is a short video about logging into the LEPR traceDs DCO EPC database and uploading an Excel file that you filled out with data and then examining those data on the site. The first thing you need to do is to log in. In the login text box, type in your login name and password and press the login button. When you reach the main screen, scroll down until you find the LEPR traceDs data entry portal. If you don't see this on your screen, send me an email and I will upgrade your account to allow for data entry. But assuming it's there, click on it, and then you're presented with the main screen for data entry. Your screen may not look quite like this because this is the administrator version of the screen and there are more options available. But at the top, your screen should say Excel file upload to traceDs data source. Click the button and choose the file on your local disk that you want to upload. I'm going to search for one here, which is a data file by Roger Nielsen. And here it is, Nielsen et al. 1992 mods.xlsx. This is an Excel template. I'm going to choose that and press the submit button. When you press the submit button, the Excel file is uploaded and processed. And the stream of consciousness associated with that file processing is reported in the terminal window or in the browser window. Now, the important thing here is not to go through this line by line and take a look at it because it's ridiculously complicated, but simply to browse through and make sure that there are no error messages associated with the upload. If for some reason there's some column which is mislabeled, or if there's some error in the input, or something that the program can't process, you're going to see an error message here. And if that's the case, you need to go back and revise your notebook and or your workbook and then upload it again. But what we're going to do here is just scroll down. You'll see there's lots of information associated with various sheets in the workbook and how they were read in and translated and so on and so forth. As long as you do not see an error message in this list, everything is fine. And so the best thing to do is to scroll down to the very, very bottom and make sure at the very bottom that there are no error messages and that you see this return to user contribution page. Click on that and you're now back in the main contribution web browser page. And you'll notice that if you haven't seen this little box before, you will now have an examine, modify, LEPR traceDs data source. And the entry that you just uploaded will be the first entry in the box. It will be this, in my case, it's the Nielsen reference and my name here, my username, and the exact date and time at which it was referenced. If you want to examine that source to make sure it was uploaded correctly, click on the Fetch button. And the Fetch button will give you all the details associated with that workbook that have been translated and placed into the database, including a complete list of all of the experiments that were included in that workbook. Now, one of the things that you can do at this stage is to either accept the upload or as it is, or else examine some of the experiments. So for example, we could examine the first experiment here by clicking on the Update button. If we click on the Update button, we're going to get a complete list of all of the metadata and data associated with that experiment. The metadata are indicated first, including the reference and so on and so forth. And then after that, there'll be the compositional data associated with all the phases in that experiment. And you can check to make sure those are correct. If they're not, you can update them and modify them on the interface, and those changes will be automatically recorded. When you're happy with all of the experiments, when you're happy that everything has been uploaded correctly, then you can simply return to the user contribution page and then scroll down the user page to the little box that says notify the administrator that the data are ready to transfer to LEPR and traceDs. And just press this button notify once, and that will send an email to the administrator, who will then take those data and transfer it into the public database. That's all you need to know for uploading an Excel file into LEPR traceDs. That's it. Thank you for listening to this video.